Coming to a YouTube channel near you.
Hello, Cindy. Nice to see you, Gary. A little twisted. Gio, Rio. Hello, Anne. Welcome there. Oh, let's see. We got Denise, Jean Hudson. Hey, Kay. Nice to see you there. Sunny. Scott M. Nice to see you. Julie Ann. Kathy. Gary. All right, Val. So we have somebody that I've always adored. And Rosemary. Sherry, nice to see you, Sherry. Nice to have you on the show. So Peter Marks, my longtime friend. I missed you. I always talk highly about you and everything. Welcome back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, he is locked back in. I see spirits messing with your light again.
They keep on messing with my lights. Yes. Sorry about
They did that the other day on my live show. So
Yes.
yeah, right.
That's
So
their way of letting me know they're with us and they're watching over us.
so before we get started, introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are.
Well, my name is Peter Marks. I'm known as an international psychic. I do dabble in numerology, but it's not my specialty. The person that's coming on tonight is an expert in that area. I also work with spirit guides. I'm a psychic. I'm a medium. And I have been doing this now for about 25 to 30 years. I have been summoned to read for some of the most famous people in the world. And I have recently been asked to participate in a book called Taking Back Your Power. And it was written by a very well-known author, Marla McKenna, and the book will be coming out in August. And I continue with my practice to do readings and to focus in on helping the general public. And I wanted to also say that I've worked with many skilled readers over the past 25 years. But when I first made contact with Julian Michael, who is a very famous numerologist, we clicked and we started to do readings together. And I decided tonight, as me coming back onto your series, that I'd like to have Julian on as a guest. He's amazing, and he will demonstrate for your watching audience how incredible he is.
Yes, Julian, come on down, sir. Welcome.
Hello, Chris. Thank you
How
very
you
much.
doing? Yeah, welcome to the show. So introduce yourself and tell everybody all about you and give us some information on you. I heard you're very famous.
Julian Michael, psychologist, as well as a renowned numerologist for 45 years, a past life regressionist for 35 years, a Reiki master, alternative healer, author, as well as a person who's here to optimize you, let's say. I've been on Nightline. I've been on Saturday Morning News. I've been on many different venues. I've spoken at the United Nations twice. I've traveled the world with my gifts and my treasures. I also have met many, everything from so-called movie stars, people in politics, people in the professional world, in the business world. Living here in New York, I lived in LA in the 80s. That was my Hollywood scene, as well as my experience. Lived in Florida for a couple of years, Sarasota, Siesta Key. Lived in Brazil 8 years. That was my 90s transpersonal journey, where I became known after speaking at a conference the third day in front of 2,700 people. Spoke at Echo 92 in Rio de Janeiro with people like the Dalai Lama, as well as Al Gore and others. I was one of the metaphysical invitees, as well as also I do my sessions, as well as I have Instagram, Soul Magic, SOLMAGIK. I'm on all virtual media, Facebook, Julian Michael, LinkedIn, Julian Michael, Twitter, Julian Michael 11, and here I am. It's 2024, July 1st. Boy, are we in for a ride, my friend.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Yeah. So how did you realize that you first had abilities?
When I was a kid, I had some, I was born with the umbilical cord around my neck 3 times. My mom passed. She died. My godfather, who was my doctor, he called upon my mom, unleashed the cord, and voila, here's Julian. When I was young in a childhood, I had all kinds of visions, as well as one of them was that I shared with Bud Hopkins, the famous parapsychologist, as well as ufologist, as well as also I had near-death experiences at 11 years old. I died, came back. I had a near-death experience a number of years ago, where also I died and came back. So you can say that I have faith and trust in a higher source in keeping me alive.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know a lot of people with your abilities
Yes.
growing up young. It seemed quite difficult because it wasn't the norm for you, right? And how was that adjusting with other people growing up? How was that for you?
I feel what really helped me a lot was I was born Greek Catholic of the Byzantine Rite, high Orthodox Catholic. My grandfather, he sang in church every Sunday, took my sister and I to many different restaurants. He spoke 9 languages. He was in politics. And I had a visitation of Christ when I was 7 years old. Used to pray with my sister all the time, and say Our Father, as well as other prayers. And my sister at the time, she went to sleep. We were in bunk beds. I was on top. She was on the bottom, if you remember bunk beds, as well as I'm praying to Christ, this photo that we had, this painting, where he's on the cross. And as I'm looking at the painting, he's off the cross and he's in a yoga position. And after that, we became very good friends.
Interesting. Now, looking back at your life,
Yes.
how do you say that you actually help people and transfers people into higher light? What do you think about that?
Well, I feel one of the gifts and one of the purposes I have is to help people understand themselves, the treasure that they are, the miracle that they are, as well as to remind them, reawaken them to their purposes, as well as what their destiny is. Each one of us has a purpose, and through my gifts of numerology, past life regression, hypnosis, and other things that I use, I have an understanding of the worlds that are, let's say, the upside down worlds. We all understand the norm, but if we're hung upside down, then we are realizing that there's something more, and then we see the bigger picture. And I've been graced to understand the bigger picture, and in understanding that, I can take people's names, their birth dates, and within seconds, I already understand them, and we start activating the person.
It's interesting because Scott M says he wants to be awakened, and I hear that a lot. How do you respond to something like that?
Well, I would take Scott, which is an S, 19th letter of the alphabet, and already he is a person who's here to understand that he is a leader. Leaders are teach other people how to lead. And he also has the signature of the Kundalini, of the snake. So not only is he powerful, but he goes where most people don't go. He goes where angels don't go. So one of his challenges, Scott, is to be fearless. He has the C, which is that of a open inverted circle. So it's all about his communication, his expression, as well as also him listening to what is not being said. He has the O, which is that of his voice, but he has a tendency of keeping things to himself. So it's important that he has an outlet where he expresses, as well as doesn't implode, because he can implode. And Scott has 2 T's, which is that of great sensitivity and hidden knowledge. So when Scott has that aha moment, he himself becomes enlightened in that moment.
Well, I can tell you this. I'm very impressed. Before you even started, Scott shot across your bow with 12/3/1978. That was very impressive. 12/3/1978. That, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I call a wow factor for our audio listeners. Scott replies, "Sir, that is right on the nail. You couldn't get any tighter than that." And he also comes back, "Sir, that is an awesome factor." What did I just say? An awesome factor. As you are speaking, people are starting to throw date of births out. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and put them out there. I'll get you in line. However, I do have questions. Thank you, Leanna King. I got you too. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Julian. Sir, you just amazed the crowd across the nation. KD's amazed. Yes, I know, right? I was not expecting that, sir. Anna D's amazed. Teoria's amazed. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I got the cheering crowd. Thank you. Peter's back here grinning and laughing. Kay, I got you. Curtis, I got you. All right. Val, I've got you. All right. Now, I forgot my question. A little twisted, I got you. All right. Now, I forgot my question. Hold on. Let me think. I don't forget questions, ladies and gentlemen.
I was going to interject something if I
Go
might.
ahead.
All right. With Scott, he's a very dynamic soul. There's a lot of energy here, incredible energy. He's a very nurturing soul, extremely nurturing. I hope he has a good education because I feel he's here to teach as well as to learn. And he's a very intense soul. But I also feel he's going through a lot of changes right now. Yeah. And the guide is saying to me, he could do very well working for himself, working for others. But I agree with Julian. He is an amazing person. And the guides are also saying to me that he went through a lot of changes about 4 or 5 years ago financially. He's coming back from that, but he's got a lot to offer our society, and I hope he's using all of his talents.
Very fascinating. Let's see here. I'm trying to keep up with y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I got you in line. All right, so let's see here. So one of the questions I do have before we jump into your fascinating talent and gifts, past life regressions.
Yes.
A lot of people do not understand that, right? Mm-hmm. And how that ties into everyday life as of today, and how that can affect you as in today's life, relationship-wise, and moving forward. Can you expand on that, please?
Sure. What's interesting about that is what if that we ourselves have not it's not the fact that we're just here and that's it, and then we're put in a box and we're gone. What if we ourselves have had different incarnations, and this one here is very important because in this epic time of 2024, which comes out to an 8, there's a lot that's going to be happening, has happened, will be happening, and as well as with ourselves. There's a reason why we're here at this epic time of 2024 as we move into the future. And what if we've had these incarnations, and these incarnations are past lives? It's interesting that children before 7 years old, they start talking and they start remembering stuff, or they start talking about their dreams, and their dreams sometimes have this signature, the fact that they have been here before, as well as what if, again, we've been here before, and because of that, we repeat certain patterns. We repeat certain experiences that possibly could be blocking us from us moving ahead. And these patterns could be repeated from one life to another life. So what if, in regards to a past life regression, where the person like myself takes you into your subconscious, into your cell memory, into your DNA, into a place I call no space and no time, where everything exists, and at the same time you're able to time travel, and I'm just a guide taking you to a place in space where you yourself feel it's important for you to know, and you have a certain question. You have a certain question in regards to who is this person that I'm married to, and why are we having difficulties at this time? So being a guide, I would ask on a deeper level, when I have you in this state of no space and no time, where you're totally in touch with that consciousness, with your subconscious, what is going on with Chris in this life, in this relationship, and why is he having difficulties in this life, and what is it about this in his evolution? It's simple. It's also very it's revealing. It's an amazing experience. And I, as a therapist doing this for over 35 years, I connect the person with whatever they need to understand from this life or another life, and what's happening now. And I'm the one who cleans things up, as well as reminds the person, do you need to release this? Do you need to open yourself up to another new you? And then we do letting go, and then the person is free, and the truth shall set you free.
That is correct. Liana says,
yes,
and ask you, sir, what is your opinion on the reincarnation trap soul matrix that some people talk about?
Well, the thing about reincarnation and soul matrix is the fact that it's part of our evolution to understand that we've had other lives. And the fact also is that all those lives are combined in the now. Yeah. So I bring you to a place of the now where you yourself understand evolution, and at the same time you step out of the matrix and you realize that there's even more.
Very fascinating. I cannot disagree with that at all. A lot of people that I help spiritually, I do believe in that, and I do practice what you say. But a lot of people don't understand how what you just said and talk about affects their daily lives moving forward. And they have a hard time comprehending that. So very good. Yes, absolutely. Welcome, Care Bear. All right. Denise, 12/17, 1952. 12/17, 1952.
So another thing about Scott, was Scott 12/3/1978?
Scott, let's see here. I got to go back. Our comments.
12/3 of 1978.
So
yes,
it's true what Peter said, because Scott's going through his revolution to evolve. So it's very important for Scott to look at the timeline, talking about time of 2015 to 2016, 2006 to 2007, 1997, and 1998. Okay, let's get to Denise. Denise is and what's important to know, Chris, is that Pythagoras is the father of numerology as well as the father of mathematics. Yeah. And he said everything in the universe is number, and that number has a meaning. Had his own mystery schools in Crotone, Italy at 56. And he went as far as saying, we go from one life to another life. We have these names, these birth dates. Our parents name us. What if we name ourselves? Because our name has letters. Those letters correspond to numbers. Those numbers are a frequency. We're walking and talking cosmic physical frequencies. Our birth date is a PIN number. We have PIN numbers to bank accounts, to computers. We have a PIN number to our soul's account, what is known in Hinduism in India as the Akashic records. These three energies, as Denise is a 12, which is a 3, 17 is an 8, 1952 is a 17-8. The sum of that is known as your life path PIN. So the sum is 281. So Denise is here to learn how to stand on her own feet, be in charge, be a leader. Be careful of being dependent, because, girl, you are an independent woman, independent and yet challenged with prosperity, with business, because you're here to understand commerce and how to be a businesswoman through your expression, through your communication, because you're a 12-3. You're a 1-2-3 trinity. So that's all about communication, expression, knowing how to speak to people, be with people, but also you're the queen. You're the one who's in charge. And right now you're going through a huge change because you're in a 9 personal year cycle going into a 1. So it's all about, Denise, you cleaning your closets physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. It shows a move around you, or the fact that you're changing jobs, but there's a lot of changes taking place. Be assertive, be fearless, and have faith and trust. Blessings.
Wow.
I did want to add something to that, and that is
Yes.
exactly what I'm picking up. She's also going through what we call a Pluto, a transformation. Pluto recently has gone into, it's an outer planet, one of the smaller planets. It's gone into the sign of Aquarius, and she's got 3 aspects, Venus, North Node, and Mars, all in Aquarius, and it's squaring her Jupiter. She's not only sensitive, but God, I wouldn't want to challenge her. She's very strong-willed, but she also has a lot of changes, as Julian brilliantly stated. And I think she's coming into her higher power, her higher awareness. She is being told, the guides are saying to me, she's actually emerging into the person that she was born to be. And she was born to make really good money in this life, but she is from many, many lifetimes and galaxies. She's been here so many times that I think she's almost perfected it. But she is going through a lot of changes, the positive changes, and she's going to be able to help the masses and people, but she's coming into her own.
Wow. That's fascinating. Next up, Liana King. She is 310, 1993. 310, 1993. Liana King.
So she's
310.
310,
93.
So already we're seeing a 31448. So commerce, business, as well as her understanding what money is. And at the same time, also, she is herself a woman who's a 1993. That's a 22-4. So that's a vibration in numerology as the master builder. This is a person who plans, who organizes, who brings people together. She's like the Rockefeller. She's the one who brings people together and everyone brainstorming. She makes the decision of what needs to happen, what needs to be going on. She's a 10-1. So already she has a spirit of independence, as well as a understanding of what freedom is all about. Freedom is very important for her. She's so that's all about communication, expression, something also possibly in the arts. If she's not in the arts, she has a producing energy. She's a 31483, so she's in a 3 year. It's all about her now in her expression in her playfulness, not to take life so seriously, even though life is, to understand how to use her divine smile, her sense of humor, but also her way with people as well as with herself, because she really understands and knows people, because she has a very strong intuition. She's an L, which is the 12th letter of the alphabet, and it already is a mouth as well as an upside down 7. So she herself has this mysticism, this way of expression, as well as of listening. And she has the eye, which is known as the candle at the window of the soul. One of her purposes is for her to take people to their home, to their hearts, to direct them through business, through her communication, through her profession, to open people up, to optimize them, to help them, to bring them to their passion. Blessings.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Unbelievable that.
I can confirm everything Julian has just said, which is amazing. She has a very, very unusual chart. And what do I mean by unusual? She's got leadership ability, but she also is very compassionate towards other people. And she actually was brought in to this life with a multitude of gifts that should not be wasted. I also wanted to say to her, if I was sitting next to her, the guides are talking to me about self-expression, writing, correspondence. I wouldn't be surprised one day if she's inspired to write a book, but she does have a lot of talent and is very gifted. And I'm, as Julie mentioned with the artwork, I'm seeing colors around her, and I'm seeing beauty around her. So I hope she's using all the magnificence that she was brought in with to not only fulfill her life, but also people around her. And Julian, as I have said to you in the past, you're amazing. I really think you're amazing. You know your craft, and it's great to sit here on a show with you and work with you and help people.
Oh, it's fascinating. They are mind blowing right now. They are amazing. They're like, thank you. They're saying both of you are inspiring for sure is what they're saying. They're awesome. Thank you is what they're saying as well. Ane is the next one, and her date of birth is 8/30/1972. 8/30/1972. 8/30/1972. Ane.
Right off the bat, what's important for Ane is to have a way of expressing herself. 8/3/213, because her life is all about artistry, expression, communication, and also not to feel prejudiced against, or the fact that she's a foreigner, or she doesn't communicate the way she wants to. She has many gifts, and one of them is artistry, communication. She's a high 3. She's born on the 30th, and that's a 0 there. So whenever we have a 0 in our birth date energies, it means having faith and trust in God or source or Mother Earth or something, if we don't have it in ourselves. If not, then call Peter or myself, because you can be in a lot of trouble. What's important here is that she's an 8/3 or 8/30, which is a 38, and she's a 19 from 1972. So that's a 47/11. So no, it's not. Excuse me. It's a 57/11, 12/3. So she's 3s all over the place. 3 is communication as well as that of electromagnetic energy. I have a beautiful meditation called Julian Tesla meditation on YouTube. It's 11 minutes. Please do that, because it's all about connecting with the Tesla field within and around. Nikola Tesla gave me this exercise 5 days before I spoke in Sao Paulo in 1992. What's important for Oni is also 832228. 228 is 1. So she's in new beginnings right now. And these new beginnings is all about her power. She's 1972. So it's very important that she understands and has confidence in herself, in her power, because she has misused, abused it, or other people have misused, abused her. So it's time for her to own her power, and she's planting her seeds. So this girl is planting her seeds for the next years to come. And it's very important to understand how to nurture these seeds that she's planting, because in the past, she might have made some mistakes. So it's important to be aligned, to be free, as well as use your art, your communication, and sing, girl. You deserve to sing. Sing, because you have a beautiful voice. Blessings.
Yeah, I also wanted to interject from the past. She's actually going through her halfway Jupiter return right now, as Julian had picked up numerologically. So there's going to be a lot of changes with direction, with her life path, and finding herself. If she was sitting in front of me, I would ask her if there were any issues that she had to overcome from the family. It looks like there may have been some type of dysfunction growing up within the family that she has had to combat and overcome. She's highly sensitive, but she's very headstrong. And I hope that she's using her knowledge very well, because she's highly intelligent, would love to learn. And I see positive things coming up for her. I don't know why, but I see property or land around her. I don't know if she wants to buy property or looking to go in that direction, but she is going to be fine. And she's now having to deal with a lot of pain that she had when she was younger. And this year she's going to have to confront it and overcome it.
Wow, that is so fascinating. She's actually confirming everything that both of you are saying, that you're both are on point and knocking it out of the ballpark. Fascinating. Little twisted. I just knocked your date of birth out. Little twisted. Give me your first name and date of birth again, please. I just deleted it, please. Little twisted. Your first name, please, and date of birth, real quick. Real quick, please. Yeah, I just knocked it right off. Please, please, please.
Yeah, I also wanted to say, if I can interject here.
Yes.
Julie and I were both part of a light workers group a couple of years ago. And I remember when I first was introduced to him, and I sat back and I listened to what he had to say. And I said to him, one day we will be working together, because I knew he had the gift. And I knew that, yeah. So it's funny, after all this time, with the books coming out and everything else, and me reconnecting with you, Chris, one of the first people I said, gee, I'd like to have Julian come on the program and really demonstrate to the whole world what his talents are, and to because this is actually a process of healing. When we come on, we are here to be healers for the universe. And I also wanted to validate something else Julian had said. I read in the book years ago, Albert Einstein actually said that we live multitudes of lives together at one time. And we are going through that process now in the world, where we are coming into that decade and that time now, where we're going to start fulfilling our true goals on a universal level, not just on Earth, but on a universal level. And one of the brilliant minds that you brought up, Julian was Nikola Tesla, who I
Yes.
he's an amazing
Yeah.
man in our history. We owe a lot of credit to him for engines, I think, and electricity. The man was a genius, and I love his meditations, and I love reading about him. So, yeah, he was an incredible soul.
I
Yeah.
was blessed to do a at the New Yorker. There was a conference all about Nikola Tesla, and I was asked to do a talk. And in the talk, I did his numerology, and it was streamed to Serbia as well as to Europe. So
Yes.
he lived in the New Yorker for 10 years, and he lived on
Yes.
the 33rd floor. And I had the chance also to be in his room and to experience what it was to be Nikola Tesla in his room on the 33rd floor. And it was an amazing experience.
Wasn't that where he
Wow.
passed? Did he not pass?
No, yeah, he passed in the room.
He
He
passed,
passed.
and that's where the FBI came in and took all of his notes and everything. And in the last year, 50 documents have been released through the Freedom of Information Act of Nikola Tesla.
Yes. Yes.
And,
Yeah.
and if you do your, it's online somewhere, someplace.
Yeah, right.
I have them somewhere.
Wow. All right. Little Twisted's name is Lena. 11/15/1972. 11/15/1972. Welcome, Jessica. We love having you in the show. It's a pleasure having you and a blessing. Thank you very much. Yes, Nikola Tesla is one of my favorites as well.
Well, anyone who calls themselves Little Twisted, what's important there is to know that whatever you're putting out into the universe, that's what the universe is going to throw at you. Because, in other words, you're saying that you're a little twisted, and the universe doesn't understand what that means. So you have to be very careful, Little Twisted, on how you twist. Is it twist and shout in the 60s? Because that was a very popular dance. Okay, back to, and it's interesting that Little Twisted starts with an L, Lena starts with an L, and then you're an 11/15/1972, which comes out to a 9. You're an 11, which is a 2, 15 is a 6, 1972 is a 1. You're a 2, 6, 1. So that comes out to a 9. That's your main energy. Interesting that Peter was talking about this time of our relationship with ourselves and our lives and all of what Albert Einstein said, because we're now in 2024, which is an 8 vibration. 2 and 2 is 4, 4 is 8, and the 8 is all about the balance of your power, your bottom 0 being your physical material world, as well as your money world, with your top being your mental intuitive world. There's a balance here. Needs to be circulation in order for us to understand your system of banking and politics and investments, as well as how and what is your passion in business in this life with commerce and making money. Horizontally, it's the mother's breast, giving nurturing, giving soul force, soul juice to human being. It's infinite intelligence. So in 2024, especially if you have an HQZ in your name, you have access to this intelligence. The 9 is being one with the top 0, one with higher mind, one with God. And in order to be with one with all that there is, you have to understand how to emotion release, to let go, so you can travel not only in this multiverse, but in all multiverses. Blessings. Now, back to Lena. She's a 2681. She's a 9. The reason I brought up the 9 in 2025, which will come out to a 9, and Lena, this is where you really you act up. This is your time, 2025. 9 is all about being one with higher mind, one with God. It is that of the people person. Nines are here to work with humanity in some way, in expression, in telecommunications, in also in bringing out the light in them, in optimizing in them, in empowering them. And that's what you do, girl. You in your twisted universe of twist and shout and everything else that you do, and the twister game, you yourself are a multiverse of many facets, of many talents. You're an 11 too. That's known as the messenger of the gods. That's the person who has the keys to the door of light. So in your adventures, in what you do, you're here to ruminate, meditate, and also share that. You're a sharer, your partnership, you're romantic, girl. You're here to beautify people with your talents and your gifts. And you're a 1, a 19-1, careful of giving your power away. You're a 2, 6, 8, 8, and last birthday was 2023, which was a 7, 6. Lots of responsibility, lots of stuff with home, lots of stuff with mother, with women, lots of stuff with yourself. Be aligned, be passionate, and love, girl, love. Blessings.
Wow. Wow.
Now this one did come in as a very, very old soul. And yes, what's pronounced in the chart is dealing with issues with females, as Julian said.
Yeah.
There is past karma with family, mother and father. Hopefully that has been overcome in this life, but she has a lot to give. And as a very old soul, I'm feeling that she has more. There's growth here, but I pick up a lot of sensitivity. She would actually do well working for herself, but she's got incredible energy. And as Julian said, in a numerological way, wow, she really, she's growing and she's coming into her own.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I felt the energy too. I'm just sitting here doing the wow factor. I can't even talk. Is Jessica here? Jessica, are you in the house? Did you step away? So, ladies and gentlemen, I know what you're going to ask. And I know, and watch Peter's face. I love it when Peter does this. 6'4", 1974. And it's Christopher, myself. 6'4", 9. Did you hear him? Look at Peter. Look at him. Here we go. Jessica, are you in house? Jessica, you're in house. All right. Just checking. All right, here we go.
1974, right?
Yeah, 6'4", 1974. Ladies and gentlemen, I was not prepared to do this, but why not? You all love it. So here we go.
Why not? Yes. Why
Chris,
not?
643, and you're double 4. Whenever we have double in the same vibration of our birth date, which is that PIN number to our soul's account, which purports our what's happened to us this year, years ahead, this month, as well as our health, our wealth, our relationships, as well as who we really are, and our purposes are there. You're a 6. So right away, you come in with the communicator, because the 6 is a 0 with the arm of God. That's the mouth. So it's very important, Chris, that you understand also what you eat is what you are. So it's very important. Eat organic when you can, because your stomach is your power, as well as the food that you put into you. The 6 is all about communication. It's all about service. Interesting that Peter talked about that we ourselves are empowerers and healers. We're doctors, as you are, my friend. You're a doctor of the language. You're a doctor of the airwaves. You're a 4, a double 4. You're the architect. You're the empowerer. You're the builder. You're the planner. You put things together. Your dad plays a big role in your life. And hopefully you and your dad have come together, because you're not your dad. You're not the shadow of the dad. You're yourself with parts of your dad, but you are the architect. You're the master builder. You're the one who brings people together and empowers them and shows them infinite possibilities and probabilities. You're a 21-3. Interesting that the 21-3 is the world card in tarot, which means that you're the androgynous dancer of the universe. And what that means is that the male and female already are within you, because you are embracing the 21st century, and that you yourself are on top of the world, because it's all about communication and expression as you open up doors, not only for yourself, but for others. You're in the 6-4-1-1-8-9. You yourself are going through a lot of changes, Chris, because you're asking yourself, do I need to do this, or do I take this to another level of what I'm doing? Because I want to reach more people. I want to go global. 27 countries. Let's double that. Let's triple that. Let's have people speaking in different languages, as well as in your home. There's things taking place with yourself, finding your heart to release, to let go of anyone or anybody that has hurt or harmed you in any way, and be the oracle that you are globally at this time. Blessings.
Wow.
I also wanted to interject, if I might.
Yes, Peter. Yes, Peter.
Yeah, these are mini readings that Julian and I are doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are not what you get when you get readings booked with them. I know what Peter does when he does a reading. These are nothing. And I know how Peter does readings, ladies and gentlemen. These are just a tip of the iceberg. Yes, these are nothing. So I'm just wanting to prepare you. So absolutely.
I wanted to let people know, the watching audience, if they want to get in touch with either Julian, myself. Julian, you have a number and your email address so people can connect with you.
Yes, we're getting ready to cover that here in a second. Absolutely.
Sure.
All right. I also wanted to say that with your chart, there is books, not one, but there are many books coming forward for you. And as Julian was saying, this is going to be your year with communication growing, sponsorships. People are going to be coming to you with money, asking you, they're going to want to invest in your detective and your other shows that you are producing. There's more money here also that is coming in. The guides are telling me, don't spread yourself too thin where you're not able to do everything that you want to do. So that's what they're telling me. They don't want you to overburden yourself, but this is definitely going to be a year for you for the greatest growth. They're also saying stomach, diet, watch that area that you do not overdo, because I don't think you eat properly. And they're telling me more attention to your diet, please, so you feel healthier. They're pointing to the stomach, the gallbladder area, the pancreas, all of that. Now, they're also saying to me, I'm not going to go into it, were there any issues between Dad and you growing up that you've had to work on?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
It's all over the chart.
It's all over the chart. So those have to be dealt with in this life that you will be overcoming. And there has to be forgiveness and there has to be a letting go. So that is also part of the process. But this year, Chris, you're in one of the best years that you have been in. And they're actually showing me awards around you. So you're going to be doing something with accepting TV awards, podcast awards, and you're going to be growing. So I hope you're looking forward to this.
Yeah, I am, because you, Kelly Joe, and Angela have never done me wrong, and you always been right. See, look, he's already holding up the chart. I mean,
this is what a chart looks like.
That's what a chart looks like. Yeah.
Right. So it's fantastic, right? So it's wonderful. So yeah, I mean, you have always been right. It's fantastic. So yeah, so all right, Jessica, 12/7/1984, 12/7/1984. And ladies and gentlemen, when you do bookings with them, it's a one-on-one personal experience that will last a lifetime.
Yes.
And they will also do things with you and your family members. It doesn't have to be alone. You can bring family and friends with you to this. So don't think it's one-on-one. You can bring your mom and dad, your husband, wife, and whoever with you. So yeah, think about that. And we'll go into that here in a minute, because when Peter comes back, we'll have his own separate banner to where you can reach out to him. And also, Peter does have a YouTube channel, which I'll teach him how to sync that up with ours. So when he comes live, it will automatically shoot to his and go live at the same time. So
I also wanted to quickly interject a quick story that I had experienced that I wanted to share with everybody. About 6 or 7 months ago, somebody came to me for a reading, and I didn't know who they were. I didn't know. They read something in an article in the newspaper, and they came to me and they sat down in front of me and they go, "All right, impress me." And when somebody does that to me, I look at them and I say, "No, you impress me, not me impress you." Anyway, I said to them, "I don't know why, but why do you have Joan Rivers, King Charles, and Liza Minnelli all around you?" I said, "I know Joan Rivers has departed, King Charles is still here, and Liza's still here." And they didn't react. So at the end of giving them the reading, I said, "All right, what is your connection with King Charles?" And the person looked at me and said, "King Charles is one of my closest friends. Liza Minnelli and I've known each other for years. And Joan Rivers, I decorated her home in Connecticut."
oh
So,
wow.
yeah, so they all came in, the ones that are still here. But what I wanted to say to everybody really is that Julian and I, and Chris also, we were gifted with certain gifts when we were born. Everybody is intuitive to a degree, psychic to a degree. And the reason we do these shows is to help you grow, and to help you reach the quintessential self that God, whatever word you want to label, God, the universe, wants you to be. And that's why we're doing these shows. So I did want to interject that, and thank you.
Yes, yes. Now I can feel Jessica's energy, and Jessica, it's okay. Be prepared, because here it comes, darling.
So Jessica is a 12/7/1984 So very quick with Jessica. Jessica is the J, the 10th letter of the alphabet. It's a 1 with a hook. So it's very important that Jessica understands and knows that one of her purposes is to take the past, take history, bring it up to that hat, which is on top of the J, which is infinite, not finite, because she herself is the J, which is the 10th letter. She herself is the leader teaching other people how to lead. She also has the vibration and signature of the Kabbalist, the tree of life, the 10 Sephiras, the windows of God. She also has a very strange and strong energy with that of everyone from Jesus, Jehovah, Joan of Arc, all these J's. She's a 12, which is a 3. That is also the 1, 2, 3 Trinity. So that's her expression, her communication. She's an extrovert. Then she comes in with the 7, which is the introvert, which is that of the soul detective, the alchemist. And it's very important that Jessica has space wherever she is. Even if she's in a relationship, she needs her own room. Also, her 1984 is a 22/4. Very powerful master builder, planner, putting things together. Previous lives, she's worked with black and white magic. In this life, she has a choice of what is it that she wishes to do. She's a 5. from the 3-7-4-5. She's an iconoclast. She's been born to a family or possibly around her of prejudice. And she doesn't burn down buildings anymore like in previous lives. In this life, she's a teacher of freedom. She's a shapeshifter. She's a person who opens up people to another way of thinking. She's a rule breaker, but as a rule breaker, she also understands how to be grounded. She's a 3-7-1. 7-8. She's in an 8-year going into a 9. So it's all about her brandishing and showing off her empire right now, girl. Be proud, be confident. You have accomplished a lot in these last years, and be proud of that and show off. Important that you dance, that you move, that you also move your body so you can move your mind. Blessings.
Wow.
He said it all. I can't really add to that. Julian said it all.
Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Jane, 321-62. 321-1962 for Jane. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, it's just amazing to see other people, how they work with their abilities that don't even know you and that can be so spot on in touch everything across you. It's just fascinating to me.
So Jane has the J. So listen to what the J is, because the J is a very powerful woman. She has the A. The A is her first vowel. So it's important that she's aligned in her aspirations, in her dreams of what she wishes to do, because the A is an arrow. So it's her putting all of her energies into what is it that she wishes to accomplish. Laser, success. But she has a tendency of having too many irons in the fire, and she can get lost. So careful of that, Jane. 3-21 is a 3, same as the 21 of you, Chris. 1962 is a 9. You're a 3-3-9-6. Already you have the 6-3-9 trinity of beauty, of communication, of expression, as well as that of the trinity of the human being. You have the 3-6-9 of Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla fell in love with the circle, 360 degrees. And then he started getting in touch with, wow, the 3 is expression. The 6 is service. It's that also of the heart. The 9 is humanity. 3-6-9 trinity that you yourself have, darling. You're a 6. You're passionate. You're a beautifier. You bring people to another level of their passion, opening up their hearts, beautifying them. That's one of your purposes. Careful of your throat. Careful of speaking or not speaking, because your throat can be affected. The 3s is communication, expression. It's also children. Children love you. You yourself are a child. You're treated as a child sometimes by others, even though here you are at this age. But in actuality, you're ageless, darling. So 3-3 is that time in your life of you expression, communicating, listening, and at the same time, careful of your throat. Cayenne pepper is a very important element in your life. It dissolves the mucus and it opens up the channel. And a lot of actors use it. Ask Al Pacino. 3-3-6-9-6. 3-6-6-8. You're in an 11-2 personal year cycle. All about relationships and partnerships, business, or also personal. Also around women, where you're here to understand them and help them in their spinning. You yourself are an artist or a therapist, darling. You have so many treasures and so many gifts and blessings to you. Also, sing, 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 and be comfortable with your voice.
Wow. Look at Peter like, yeah, that's my dude. That's my dude. I brought him on Grizzly show, our show, right? You know, yeah. So, yes. So Rebecca wants to know from both of your all's guys' perspectives.
Yes.
And I hear this a lot. And she's asking for the audio listeners on Spotify, what is it, iHeartRadio, Apple, and everybody else. The question is there any significance to a child or a relative being born on her birthdays? I was born during my aunt's actual wedding day. My grandson was born on my birthday. Is there any relevance to everybody being that way or dying on specific birthdays and anniversaries?
Yes, because everything in the universe is number. That number has a meaning. If you're born on your aunt's birthday or your uncle's or your father, whomever, that means is a very strong connection with this person. Yeah. This person is going to be there for you, empowering you, but also challenging you. You're not this person. You deserve to find your own identity from this person, and yet realize that this person is a part of your life as well as that of your past life. When it comes to days of death, I have found are birthdays to the other side. Days of death are birthdays to the other side, which is fascinating. And when it comes to just energies themselves, everything starts activating, especially when you understand more of how special you are and your name. Your name are letters corresponding to numbers that have a meaning. You yourself have given you this name because you yourself are a frequency. And the name is the connection with the ancient sciences of Pythagoras and even before him that brought this communication, this communion with letters, numbers, with that of the universes. Blessings.
That's very interesting because a lot of people say the same thing and they always ask that. Another fascinating question that came in from another channel that's actually listening right now wants to ask both of your gentlemen's perspective on this, directed towards you, sir, and Mr. Peter, is how do you know when you find your actual twin flame?
Peter,
you can answer that first. Go for it, my friend.
Well, my experience has been with twin flames. I've had the opportunity to meet my twin flame. That soul, and I believe this, we are the exact half of the other part of a soul that has been split. I've met one person in my life, and as soon as I met them, we had the same likes, we had the same dislikes. We were born on the same month and day, different year.
Wow.
And when we came together with the same month and the same day, we were so excited. We started speaking, and it was as if I was connected to her. She was connected to me. Our energy was in synchronicity to one another. I felt as if she were a very strong part of me. I was a part of her. When we connected, the world was amazing to us. We decided that if we could experience life together and share the same adventures together, it would be wonderful. But with twin flames, I have found there isn't a lot of conflict that you came back into this life to work out. With soulmates, there may be unresolved issues, but with the twin flame, you're pretty much on the same trajectory. You're on the same path, and you really don't want to be without that person in your life. I met my twin flame in Connecticut, and every year on our birthdays, we get together. She's 20 years older than I am, but my God, when we get together, the energy there, the intensity of the magnitude of our souls is we don't even need to have people around us. we're very much at peace with each other.
Wow.
You want to pick up from
Unbelievable.
there, Julian?
That what? I agree, and at the same time, just to add the fact that I have found that we have more than one twin flame, that we have more than one of everything. That because we've had all of these lives, it doesn't mean that one particular person has been with us through all of these lives.
Correct.
Things change, people change, and we change. And sometimes we complete with the twin flame and then someone else comes up. So it is an interesting adventure of our evolution that takes place. And if people are looking for that twin flame or the one or that special person, you can wait till the cows come home. What's important is that you realize that that person that could be on the elevator with you at that moment as you're going up to a business meeting or
could be your twin flame.
you can just say hello or smile, and all of a sudden that person connects with you, and you can say, you know what, I love the way you look. I love where you going. Wow, you have this beautiful shine about you. I have about an hour a meeting, but can we meet for a coffee or something? And right there, boom, you've connected. It's time for us not to be afraid to say hello to anyone or anybody, anywhere, because people want to express, people want to communicate. People are tired of the Tinder and all of these games of these dating sites, which are now becoming AI and also ripoffs. Careful of the dating sites. I have many stories on that. What's important is that you are still human. You're not a transhumanism AI robot as of yet. Yes? Be human and say hello to another human being.
Hello, I'm Grizzly. Welcome to the show, everybody. Today we're gonna have fun.
I've been dying to use the robot button, everybody. I just never had it.
Tonight, Chris.
Yeah, right. I never got to use the robot button, so I finally did. So, right, dating sites. Hey, people got luck on the dating sites. When y'all was telling me about them on a show about plenty of a fish or something or whatever. I know, right, Penny? But anyways, so somebody else asked, do you teach classes, sir? Do you have classes? Or you, Julian?
I do. I have, and I will start if someone cares, or individually. I also teach classes, but you can also reach me again on Instagram, Soul Magic, SOLMAGIK, Facebook, Julian Michael, LinkedIn, Julian Michael, Twitter, Julian Michael 11. I'm on TikTok now, Julian Michael 89, and also
you gotta add me on TikTok. We're going live. Yes, I'm on TikTok. So see now, ladies and gentlemen, you got to get your TikTok account, because if he's on TikTok, he's coming on my live. See, you never know who's going to be on my live now. So yes.
And my telephone number is 323-384-1333. Our telephone numbers, 323-384-1333. I did a whole show out of Los Angeles. People just give me their telephone numbers, because your telephone number is your signature of how you're communicating with the world.
Yes.
Your license plate on your car is how you're driving, your direction that you're taking in the world. I did a car show out of Las Vegas, where people were giving me their license plate numbers to understand more of how to gamble. So there's so much, Chris. It's amazing. And that's why I love this.
It is. Now, what's your TikTok? I'm looking you up right now.
My TikTok is Julian Michael, Julian, Michael, Michael, 89.
89. Let me see if I can find you here.
Okay.
And all right, ladies and gentlemen, look, here it is right here. Let me get this comment off. Looks like Peter's like, do you know what Peter just said? I don't have a TikTok, Grizzly. Can you set it up for me? Yes, Peter. I'm going to set you up a TikTok.
Did I say that to you?
You set it up here. You don't have a TikTok, see?
No,
So here's his TikTok, ladies and gentlemen.
TikTok.
So yeah, Peter, we will set up a TikTok. So let me see. I just hit follow, so I am following you. So it would come as Bigfoot. So look for Bigfoot. That's who I'm be following.
In my backyard, a Bigfoot. Or is that a Sasquatch? Oh.
All right. So make sure if you don't have TikTok, ladies, look, they're out there laughing. Look, they're laughing. Yeah, that's right. See, the universe is telling you. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be live with him and Julian and Grizzly, because I will. I'll be like, hey, Julian, come on my live for a minute. So yeah, and I'll go on his live with them, won't I?
Sure.
What? Look at him. He's like, sure.
Well, we're going to have to do other programs like this.
Yes.
I mean, this is the beginning.
Absolutely. Poor Peter. Peter is like, I was doing the live show. Peter was calling me. He's like, where's my link?
Where's
Peter,
my
I'm live.
link? I don't know.
He's like,
where
okay.
my link is.
Yeah, right. And Peter, how does everybody get a hold of? Yeah, how does everybody get a hold of you, Peter?
Well, they have to dial long distance. No, my number is 203-206-9353. And my email is Peter_9353.
Okay.
MRKS@yahoo.com. And it's going to have to be either Zoom or FaceTime because I'm no longer in the tri-state area. I actually, and this is a quick story, somebody that saw me on the program years ago and became an avid fan of our program when I had to give up my home, offered me refuge in the state of Maine, and I have moved in, and I am now living in Maine.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's awesome.
Yes, it was one of your viewers that I became very friendly with. She's an amazing soul, and I am now living in one of her homes.
Wow, that is awesome. Congratulations. So
thank you. And she is we are inextricably connected on a soul level, and it's wonderful, it's amazing, and it's something that God and the universe set up.
Well, that is awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So
thank you.
Yeah. So everybody is saying they love the show tonight. Yeah, it's been fantastic. It was nice to meet you, Julian, and you're more welcome to come back anytime. Peter knows that.
Sure.
With open arms, and I'll definitely see you out there on TikTok. So yeah.
Yeah, and
wonderful.
If people really like the shows, it would be great if they want to support all of us, including the shows. Julian's open to doing readings, and I'm open, and Chris also. And let us know if you're enjoying our programs, and even let us know what topics you may want us to cover in the future.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, Peter will be back every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That is a permanent time for him. So Peter will be back. Yeah, right.
Yes,
so we're glad to have him back. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, I'll be back with all the Kardashians around me. Yeah, right.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. But yeah, and don't forget, we got another show coming up tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And and catch us on TikTok, Discord, and everything else. And from coast to coast around the world, ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you then. Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Julian, for coming on.
Thank you, Peter. Blessings to you. Thank you.
Blessings, my friend.
Thank you.